And it just makes me think while I sit here and reflect about how sport in our country especially has been such a powerful force to unify us as a nation, to make us believe in something that was once unbelievable. It breaks barriers, it builds bridges, and I think this is a chance for us to reflect on the spirit of South Africa, especially how beautifully it's embodied in sport. And we're going to do exactly that. We've got literally 3 rounds left in the Vodacom URC, and the battle for the top 8 finish is reaching a boiling point. Now, South Africa's 4 teams are pushing hard to finish strong. Every point matters from this moment on, and the question really is who will hold their nerve and secure the wins needed to keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, the man of the hour, Robbie in the building, our rugby content creator, our family member, and the man is going to join me on that rock with a Speedo. Yeah. He's in the studio right now. Robbie, how are we doing this morning, bro?
Well, and you, I'm looking forward to that. Catch a tan and get rid of the farmer's tan.
It's going to be a goodie. Hope you can celebrate South African wins at that as well.
Hopefully.
And I was looking at the table. It's looking tight, bro. Let's dive straight into what's starting off with a Bulls task against Glasgow.
Yeah.
This is big. There's a lot of key areas they're going to need to look at. Obviously, the Bulls are doing incredibly well, but Glasgow is sitting like very much on top of that log. I think it's sitting in second place at the moment. Yeah.
Bulls are third.
Woo,
so for me, game of the weekend. Game of the weekend, 4 points separate them. Especially Glasgow at home is such a tough side. They are missing, I think, Sione Tuipulotu is obviously a big loss for them. But look, if the Bulls want to win a game and show that they can win a championship, it's this game. Especially given the fact that lost in the final, Glasgow beat them at home.
Yeah, that was a tough one to deal with.
Yeah. So, it's going to be a tough one for the Bulls, but I think if they can, I almost think like it needs to rain and it needs to have some proper Scottish weather
messy, there. You get a bit dirty, yeah.
I also don't think like Glasgow can live with the Bulls' physicality, especially with that front row. Look at Wilco Low.
Yeah,
I said the other day, I saw him for the North-South derby at the DHL Stadium. He's by far the biggest human being I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone wide. He's built like a fridge. Like, imagine that guy. I think he's like 140-odd kilos, running at you, scrumming. And then, of course, that loose trio with Cam Hanekom, Marcel Couture. I think he's been having a great season. Those guys are going to be crucial. So, it's an interesting game of the weekend for me. And if the Bulls can do this, I'll put money on them for it.
Bro, it's a proper big one. I needed to get those diets, though, on how these lads are looking. It's good to give me the training programs. I'm tasking you, bro. I need you to report back to us. Lions, though, on a very different trajectory. They need to step things up. They're going up against Connacht this weekend. I think they need to turn things around. Their form, I don't know, bro. It's not looking amazing.
5 losses on the bounce.
And we still talk about this week on week. They have the players. They have the sort of names on paper, but it's just not producing.
You're right. I'm going to say to Graham on Monday that, previously it was, the Lions, they've done nicely. It's like they don't have a great... Now it's like they've got Springboks. They've got a good team, so it's no longer that excuse. And Connacht surprised the Stormers last weekend. I must be very honest with you. Like, in the week, I think the whole sort of vibe was like, the Stormers will pump Connacht, and then on attack they look so good. The Lions need to start well, Rahul. They
get that momentum.
They haven't started well. Like, Benetton blew them away in the first half last week, and they paid for it. They couldn't get back into the game. So I think if they start well, especially given altitude, it gets tougher to play in Joburg, the later on in the game it gets. So I think if they can really start well and build a bit of a buffer, and then, I don't think Benetton will be able to live with them at altitude.
It's almost like they're sitting there and just playing reactive rugby, and they have all the options and all the reason to make a decision and put the ball in their court, but it's kind of like they're just analysing and waiting, expecting their skill to just be able to deal with it.
Sure.
Weird stuff. But listen, we spoke about it now. Stormers obviously had quite a tough challenge this last weekend, and now they're going up against Benetton, who are looking dangerous.
Yeah.
And if we look at the defensive concerns of, let's say, last weekend with Stormers, I think it's good. It's good information that they can hopefully implement this weekend. Whether they do or don't, that's the question.
I'm going to be there. I really, really hope that they implement it. Look, they said that that's probably the poorest defensive performance they've put up in years, which is quite worrying.
So it can't get worse, though.
You're right.
It can't get worse, right?
Let's not talk too soon.
Where's the... hang on.
I thought Connacht found space on the edge, which... The Stormers outside backs, I was quite surprised. So
especially with our pace, bro.
I really didn't think that they'd find so much joy in those outside channels and scoring just some unbelievable tries.
Look at that. Hey, man, down the line, just like you mentioned.
I think even they were blown away, to be honest with you. But they would have worked really, really hard, and we see there again, defensive mistake. And then also, discipline on defense. Like that's a yellow card there that puts Connacht into the game. So, yeah, a Benetton side that's really exciting, and a lot of Italian internationals. They've got to step it up, and they'll know that. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing how they respond. It'll be a good character test.
It is, and I mean it's another home game for the Stormers, right? So they definitely have to show off to the crowd.
Yeah.
And lastly, let's talk about the Sharks also doing some incredible things.
My frustration. I don't even support them.
Are you a Sharks supporter?
No, I'm not. I don't support them, but I get frustrated watching them. No,
man, talk to me, bro. This is going to be a tough one, I think, eh?
Yeah.
Glasgow this weekend?
Yeah, the Sharks, I need the experience needs to come through. They got so many good Springboks, and Eben, Sia, on tour. Like
they have it all.
They have it all. They have it all.
Yeah.
And they need to come through in this game. They need to show their experience. They need to. I think they need to step up. Like now it becomes like cool. We need to now show what we're about, and almost feel like they need, like the youngsters need a little bit of guidance. They got good young players, but they also got really experienced ones that they need to.
And then the experience is something that I'm questioning because listen, I'm a Stormer supporter, but obviously when we're playing the URC, I get behind all the South African teams, and especially a team like this that represents South Africa.
Yeah.
Literally, guys, like show us what you showed us before. Like it's there. We know what you can do. Why are you not just doing it? You know what I mean?
That's the frustration.
I feel that frustration, bro. It's like
just me.
It's like, are you guys just trying to buy time here? Like, what's the deal?
And the thing is, actually, they haven't had a terrible season. Like they're sitting pretty.
They're sitting like
on the log.
fourth or fifth on the
So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like. They just need to put a complete performance together. Now, that'll be really happy if they can do it this weekend away from home against Ulster. It's going to be good fun to watch.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that table if you don't mind just pulling it up again, just so we can see where we are sitting at. Obviously, it looks like we've got Leicester and Glasgow Warriors sharing the 1-2 spot, and then Vodacom Bulls in third, Sharks, as we just mentioned, in fourth. And like you say, Robbie, if Sharks can get this win and get this momentum, 5 points behind the Bulls, I mean, this can really get them in those podium positions. But looking comfortable, I'd like them to see make a statement. And then, obviously, I know you might not be able to see on the screen, but the Storm is just sitting in eighth.
Which is why that Benetton game is such a big game. You look at it, it's 40 points for the Stormers.
Yeah.
Benetton's sitting on 41.
Bro, that's close.
So Stormers win this weekend, and a couple of other results go the Stormers' way, their world looks different.
Absolutely,
and all of a sudden you could sit in fifth, you know, and your world's completely different from eighth. You're a little bit more comfortable, 2 home games left.
Yeah.
But sure, so that log's heating up and it's tight, which is nice. And those sort of the 2 runaways are Glasgow and Leinster. But yeah, the rest of it's all to play for.
All right, we're going to play for this weekend. Robbie, thank you so much again for giving us all the hype. This is going to be a weekend to look forward to. And I can't thank you enough, Robbie, for giving us the cues. Carissa, what's happening though? What else can we expect? Because it's just getting started and I'm feeling like the weekend's already here.